we're trying something new. Because also I feel like ranting possible. Not really, but we're trying something new. Hello, friends and gamers. So I have been trying to do more timely content because the thing with how I do my videos, right, is I pre-record and have a lot of stuff backlogged. So like I've brought this up a lot recently, but I zhuzhed around my schedule a little bit to the point where I have videos recorded already, like already recorded that could have me going up one a day until the end of October. So I've been trying to and that's because I've been sprinkling more like timely videos in, because if I do an event, I'm not gonna have it up on the channel for a couple months. So I've been trying to sprinkle in like shorter, relevant things. Specifically, one of those games I've really been trying to do more of is Honkai Star Rail, because I've not been good. I play Star Rail just about every day, but it's like all off camera. So I'm like, how can I talk about it more on camera? And I have been adding little things like web events, little like reactions, things like that. What we haven't added is surveys. And I always do the survey videos at the end of like betas for games I play. Special program for 3.5 is tomorrow morning. Will I be watching it on time? Probably not. Will I end up watching the trailers again? Probably. I'm trying to get better at that. But I figured we would we would do the survey together, because I really enjoy doing the surveys together when I do them for like game betas. Like the most recent ones I've done is for Duet Night Abyss and Arknight's Enfield. I would like to do the surveys because I'm like, I really enjoy doing those videos. They're like easy and fun, and I just get to yap the whole time through. But we could do better. So we're gonna do our 3.4 satisfaction survey and talk a little bit about 3.4. I haven't done enough of the 3.4 content, so this will probably be short, but I do plan on getting like better at that. So we're gonna fill it out. What do we got? We know the huge here. Start. I do have to do the first part on my own though. All right, here we go. What are your overall impressions of the current version? This includes Finon, Saber, and Archer. The Trailblaze mission, which I haven't done, but I've heard good things about because it's related to Finon. Like, I don't think I've seen anything negative about the For the Sun is Set to Die 3.4 Trailblaze mission. I'm gonna be so honest. I've seen mixed opinions, and there's been a lot of like, it's so over, we're so back with Amphorius in general, like story-wise. But I don't think I've seen anything bad about For the Sun is Set to Die, unless we're talking about like characters die, like unless we're talking about major character death. But even then, I think it was done well from everything I've heard. So like, if we're talking about overall impressions, they're kind of good. Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail is our continuance. I believe that is related to Fate and the collaboration event, obviously Fate Stay Night. Origami Bird Clash, I really liked Origami, because that was the thing. I never did the first version of Origami Bird Clash, but I was grasping at straws, literally scraping the bottom of the Star Rail event barrel, because we had nothing this patch. That is also something to talk about though. Everything we did get, Fate Stay Night collab was bad. I did hear that was bad. Like, I think all the negativity for this patch went to that, the Fate event, which is unfortunate because I know there's quite a big overlap of like Honkai Star Rail and Fate players. I've said this before going into the collaboration. I really wanted to at least watch the anime. I know there's like an older gacha game with very bad gacha rates, mind you, that I never got into, but I wanted to try and see if you could still play it, because sometimes those servers go down. I wanted to see if I could like play it to a certain degree, or watch the anime at the very least, like the relevant parts of the anime. Because I've had people tell me, hey, you'd probably really like Fate. And I'm like, I know. I haven't got to it, but I know. It's like one of those series. There's a couple of like media things, whether it be movies, books, TV shows, etc., games included, where I've had people tell me, you'd probably really like this. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. Just put it on the list, my guy. And Fate is one of those IPs. So mixed feelings with this event. I haven't done the Fate collab. The characters I was kind of lukewarm on because I don't have an attachment to them. I do think some of their kits were a bit mid. I think it was mainly Saber's kit was mid, but I do really like Saber's design. I will say that. Archer too, I like the designs of the characters, but I don't have like an attachment to them, and their kits aren't insane because they're collab characters. They won't be available permanently. So like that's a whole thing as well. So the Fate related stuff, kind of mid. Everything else though, I've heard, I would probably say very satisfied. I don't want to say neutral because I did really, that was the thing I was talking about Origami Bird Clash. I didn't do the first version of the event, and I was like trying to get as many Stellar J's as possible for Finon. I still had to spend a lot of money. Not as much as other people, but more than I'm used to in a gacha game recently. Because I spent money on Genshin in like early half of 2021 and then like never again. Unless I was buying like a character outfit or something. Like when it comes to spending on pulls, I haven't spent as much money as I have to pull for a character until this very patch. And I was not the only one, because the amount of like the money because it's the start of a new month, right? So they released like the rankings of what gacha games made what money allegedly on the app stores last month, and Still Real did very well compared to like normal. So not surprised. I wasn't the only one who was spending on Finance banner, but I haven't spent that much money in a while. So I was trying to get as much pulls as possible. So I played Origami Bird Clash. I had so much fun with it. I talked about this. I did the co-op version. I never do the co-op modes in gacha games anymore. I just don't do them because I'm like, I'll do it later, and then I never get to it. And I did Origami Bird Clash's co-op. I only had to do 2 rounds of it. I won both of them, like with flying colors. And then I got the amount of Stellar Jades I needed, and it wasn't worth it for me anymore. But it was so fun. Like, I wanted to play more of it, but I'm like, I have to focus. We must stay focused. I need to get Stellar Jades. And it was so fun, though. So I think I would say satisfied. I'm more on the, like, low end of satisfied. Like, if we're doing, like, a star ranking here, how many of there are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can do, like, 1 to 5 stars. Very unsatisfied being 1 star. Very satisfied being 5 stars. I follow the book girly logic, the book talk logic of 5 stars is a feeling. And so if I don't feel like it's 5 stars, I'm not giving it 5 stars. This feels like a 4, I would say, but like a low end of a 4, not like a 4.25 or something. It feels like a solid 4.0, if anything, maybe a 3.75 that you round up, because Goodreads doesn't have decimal ratings. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, but that's how this feels. Like, I think 3.75 is what I would have to give it out of 5, just overall, you know? All right, which of the following game features were you most interested in? Trailblaze mission that I haven't done yet. I wasn't really interested in the collab characters or Origami Bird Clash, because I think during your experience in version 3.4, which of the following game features were you most interested in? I mean, I think it would have to be what I did, technically, is how you would answer this one. So I did Origami Bird Clash, and then I was interested in Finon. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. But everything I've heard about For the Sun is Set to Die is like stellar. No pun intended. It is very good from what I've heard. And I'm very excited to do it, especially because certain plot points feel like they're coming together. And that really intrigues me. Also, it's only like halfway done. And the fact that it feels like it's coming to an end halfway through means something's going to go wrong. And I've been vying for something to go wrong in a HoYoverse story quest for like years, because I just want to see how the characters hand. I just want to see what happens. I don't want it to end like with a perfect little bow. I want something like gut-wrenching to happen, and that's kind of what they're doing with Euphorius, it seems like, so I'm okay with that. I like drama. Next. How was your experience with the following game content in 3? Oh, I don't actually, can I go back? No. Okay, so we locked it in. All right, because I was like, I thought it was like things I actually experienced. I wasn't interested in the thing, but I was very satisfied. 5 stars for Finon. I don't care about how meta relevant they are or will be 2 patches from now. All right, I care if they're lore relevant and pretty. And guess what? Finon checks off both of those boxes with flying colors. So in terms of Savor, I felt very neutral. I think she's cute. I like her design, and I think she's cute, but her kit's kind of bad. They kind of did her dirty kit-wise, so I'm neutral. Archer, I would also say I'm neutral. I'm just neutral on the collab characters because I don't have any sort of attachment to them. I just said I like characters who are lore relevant, and these characters are not relevant to the lore of Star Rail, but they are relevant to the lore of Fate. So like, that's why I have not consumed media related to Fate. I've seen memes, and that's about it. So I do need to still go back through that. And the collab event will be, like the banners as well are still available for a while. So I still have time to go back and like get caught up with Fate, but I probably won't. I'm gonna be so real, I probably won't. I keep saying I'm gonna get caught up with like shows and movies and things. I have been on the biggest audiobook kick I think I've ever been on. I can't stop listening to audiobooks, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's technically considered reading, so I'm like, might as well. I mean, I'm consuming a book. Even if it is by audio, I'm having to listen to it and like imagine it myself. So like, it's still stimulating my brain in some way, shape, or form. That's how I look at audiobooks. So I've been on a really big audiobook kick that I can't get off of, and I have so many like checked out that I can just, if I don't like the one I'm reading, I can move on to another one. I've done so much of like listening to like less than a chapter, being like, I don't like this, DNFing it, and then moving on to another one. I've done so much, like at least 10. I've done that with at least 10, and I've probably listened to at least 10 more in the last like month. I can't stop. But I don't think that's a bad thing, so I'm just kind of rolling with it until I get burnt out on that. Anyways, with For the Sun is Set to Die, I would say, I'm satisfied with what I've heard about it, so I'm gonna say satisfied. I would probably say very satisfied, but I haven't actually gone into it, so I feel like even saying I'm satisfied with it is like bad, but I've heard very good things about it. I've seen like screenshots and things like that. So I think I have to say that. Again, I'm neutral on the Fate stuff because I'm not attached to it. I haven't done it either. I mean, I would say even for the Trailblaze Continuance can't answer, like there's certain things that I could definitely say I can't answer for. Like I should say I can't answer for the Trailblaze mission, but it looks really cool. So is it like, how was your experience with the following game content? Okay, so I actually can't answer, but I would give it a satisfied, ideally. Can't answer. Origami Bird Clash, 5-star. It was such a stupid event, but I say that lovingly because I will fight like shooters for Origami Bird Clash because I actually really liked it. I keep saying this, we need more stupid events in Star Rail that just give us Stellar Jade, because we had, of the events we had this patch, there was like 2. Because I don't count the double drop events as events. Those happen every patch and they're exactly the same. You know exactly what you're getting unless it's in an anniversary patch. And in that case, it triples. And that's about it. But you know what you're getting, especially even if it's an anniversary patch, because you know you're going to get like a triple drop instead of a double drop. Easy. We need more stupid events in Honkai Star Rail. I will say that with my full chest. We need more opportunities to earn Stellar Jade that aren't endgame. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's the other thing. They're adding another endgame mode for Star Rail, and you need 3 teams now, but it doesn't give out any Stellar Jade. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole unless I get really bored. I'm just saying. Everything I do in this game is for Stellar Jade. Not necessarily, but like a lot of it is for Stellar Jade. Anyways, next. I should have given the Finon thing a satisfied because I had to spend money on it, but honestly, I don't regret spending. I spent $95 to get Finon because I lost a 50-50 and went to just under hard pity twice, like 80 pity, between 80 and 90, so it was like up on that hard pity, but it wasn't like, here's your character, we're sorry, you had to go all the way to 90, but it was like very close. So that was my worst pulling experience ever, but I don't regret it. So how was your experience progress in Origami Bird Clash Edition event? I experienced the whole event. All right, so event gameplay, I was very satisfied with. Event storyline, can't answer it. I did not pay attention to the storyline at all. I'm gonna be so real. It looked kind of fun, goofy, but I didn't pay attention to the storyline at all. Event innovation, I would say neutral because we have had this exact event before. Quite frankly, it's not innovative. It's also like Candy Crush. But I would give it an unsatisfied, but I'm staying neutral on it for the sole purpose of the co-op mode, because I've never seen that in like a Candy Crush adjacent game mode or like phone game or something. I didn't know there you could do co-op, and I was very curious about it. I was like, but that was only like half the event, and you didn't even have to do it really if you didn't want to. And it took like 10 minutes for me to do, quite frankly. Rule and tutorial clarity, can't remember because I literally just breezed through. I did not pay attention. I was like, I know how this works. I can figure this out. Event rewards, I would say unsatisfied because I guess neutral. I'm unsatisfied with it because this was our only event and to have like Stellar Jade that wasn't the collab or like a double drop event. Double drop events don't give you Stellar Jade. So I would say neutral just because I feel like we should have gotten more Stellar Jade from it if it was our only event, you know? I know there's Stellar Jade in the Fate event as well, but not everyone wants to do that. Because I know people who are avoiding the Fate event with a 10-foot pole. So like, anyways, time and effort needed to participate in the event, I would say satisfied. It took like, I think I spent, because I did it after work. Like I put it on my second monitor while I was watching a YouTube video. This is going to sound so brain rotted, but I was having dinner, watching a YouTube video and had it on the second monitor. After work, like 2 nights in a row, and then I came back and did like 15 minutes to do the co-op mode like 2 nights later. It took like no time at all. I would say this was like very low effort. I was very satisfied with it. Satisfied. I'll say satisfied because I feel like I would have liked it if it was a bit longer, quite frankly, but I also skipped the story, so I'll say satisfied. The main gameplay of Origami Bird Clash Official Edition features a match 3 system where both players take turns in the same field using limited moves to drag fruits and use items to clear fruits and increase battle power. Special clears grant extra moves and ultimately competing in battle power against your opponent. Is this the co-op mode? How would you rate your match 3 overall experience, excluding specific game modes like story mode or multi? What do you mean by that? Excluding specific game modes. That's like the whole thing. I don't even know how to can't answer because can't answer. Question not clear. Okay, let me read this again. I said, are we just rating the match 3 gameplay? Because I'm neutral on that. I think it's fun, but it's nothing to write home about, you know? Like if I set this game mode down in front of like my mom, she'd go crazy for it. She loves Candy Crush. Like I could set this down in front of her. She'd be floored for hours. The co-op mode, she'd crush. That's why I was so good at it, probably. Anyways, what we're talking about? Like, I'm neutral on it. It's nothing to write home about gameplay-wise. At least for me. At least for, there are other people out there who are probably like very satisfied. 10 out of 10. I love match 3 gameplay. Yes, there's people out there because they're in my family. But if we're not talking about this, because the story mode, not necessarily story mode, but I was most intrigued by multiplayer. So I'm neutral on that. How would you evaluate following aspects regarding the match 3 gameplay? Gameplay enjoyment, I was satisfied. Difficulty, neutral. It's match 3. I mean, because I don't want to say unsatisfied because that means I don't like it, but I'm neutral. I feel it's like I'm indifferent, which might be worse than having a strong opinion one way or the other. But interaction and operation experience, I was satisfied. It worked pretty well. Next. But it's, again, 5 stars is a feeling. I'm not giving it 5 stars. Excluding multiplayer mode, battling against other trailblazers. See, that was my favorite part. It ended up being my favorite part, actually. Which of the following gameplay features in match 3 do you approve of? So we have the abilities. I am like this with every like little phone mobile game that has these little like third-party abilities that you can add in. I don't really care about them and I forget about them half the time, quite frankly. So extra moves. I loved the extra moves. It felt, I think there was one time in multiplayer where I just had like 7 extra moves back to back and I was like, I felt powerful. I am a menace in multiplayer game modes. This is why I can't do co-op games anymore. This is why I had to quit Overwatch. Anyways, field mechanism, different field mechanism effects such as the chest, enhanced regions, etc. Yeah, that's fine. I liked having something like different. The shared board, I thought that was very interesting as well. I will say that. It made the multiplayer mode better as well, even though we're excluding multiplayer mode. I will say I thought the shared board was interesting. And more so in the last little bits of like the story mode, there was parts where I was like, oh, the CPU got that. Oh, like I kind of felt myself like having to play with that a little bit. But battle items aren't abilities, and oh no, battle items is the little like third-party extra stuff. Abilities were fine. Abilities were totally fine. That's like a normal thing in these sort of games as well, is that you'll have different little characters and they'll do different things. I used to be obsessed with a Sailor Moon version of this. That was my Candy Crush. But yeah, battle items are like mid. The match 3 gameplay, yeah, that was fine. That's fine. Next. What is your overall assessment of the story mode in Origami Bird Clash Official Edition? Cursed by the Ghost Bird, Qing Chui engages in arcade battles against various opponents with the Trailblazers' help. I didn't know nothing about a Ghost Bird. I'm gonna be so real. I'm just gonna say can't answer because I didn't pay attention to it. What do you mean a Ghost Bird? Where did the Ghost Bird come from? Okay, overall, how would you rate the story mode stages overall difficulty? I would say easy but acceptable because I thought they were like I was fine with it because like I said, I did it like while I was eating dinner and then I finished my dinner and I kept doing it while I was like watching my YouTube video. It was just like, truly I was an iPad kid in that moment, but I have 2 monitors, so instead of it being on an iPad, it was just on my second monitor because it started there because I had the YouTube video on the main one, and so I didn't switch them because I was lazy. I thought it was very easy. Like the last maybe 2 rounds felt a little bit harder, but that was about it. And by 2 rounds, I mean like the last 2 opponents parts. That felt like more acceptable difficulty wise, but everything else was like stupid easy. Like I wasn't even trying. All right, here's what I'm talking about. What is your overall rating of the multiplayer mode in Origami Bird Clash Official Edition? Trailblazers compete against Trailblazers from other worlds in duo duels or battle royale. I think I just did battle royales as well. I would say satisfied though. I wouldn't say very satisfied because now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I did a duo duel. I just did battle royale. So yeah. Don't think I can answer for duo duel because I didn't do it. I was just like, battle royale is more fun. Battle royale though, I was very satisfied. So I will say that. I really liked battle royale. It was quite fun. How do you feel about the duration of the following gameplay content in Origami Bird Clash Official Edition? So the time to complete story mode stages was, I would say, appropriate. Yeah, it was fine. The duration of a full match in multiplayer mode, it felt like in between appropriate and rather long. Like I would say it was a little bit long, but not rather long, you know? Like I feel like that's like a step too far. So appropriate is fine. Because also the 2 I did, I went to the very end. So my obvious, oh, that's duo duel. Can't answer. Never mind. Appropriate for battle royale. I went to the very end. So I was playing every single match. And I think there was one match, my second match that I did, where I was like tied with somebody. So we had to like battle it out a second time to like finish it out. That was probably the hardest match I did in the entire game mode because it was like somebody who was actually like, we were probably like very close in skill level. So it was actually like a little bit hard, but I still won it. But I would say it's appropriate. It was just long for me because I went to the very end. Subtle flex, I know, but yeah. How much do you agree with the following description of the event storyline in Origami Bird Clash Official Edition? Event plot is interesting. Neutral because I wasn't interested enough to pay attention to it, so. And I'm not a story skipper. I just was very desperate to get Stellar Jade, and I was like, fine, I'll just like do this event off camera. And then I was like, wait, why is this gameplay like kind of fun? The event plot is clear and easy to understand. I can't remember. Because if it was interesting, I would have actually read it. but it wasn't. So next. That might be a little bit harsh, but it is what it is. How interested are you in the following themes and this is a lot about Origami Bird Clash. This is a lot. Okay, how interested are you in the following themes and content of the Origami Bird Clash official edition event? The match 3 puzzle battle gameplay. So one is 1 star, 5 is 5 stars. So we'll do that. I would give it a 4-star. Like it's nothing 3. I'm like 3.75. You know, like 3.5, 3.75 again. Like I thought it was good, but it's nothing to write home about. It didn't. The ghost bird thing is still getting me. I'm like, who's ghost bird? What are we talking about? I'm gonna give the puzzle battle gameplay a 4 because I did like it. The event theme, I'm giving a 3 because it was cute, but I also don't want to give it a 2. It was cute, but I didn't really pay attention. All right. Which of the following content made a strong and fun impression on you? Still talking about Origami Bird Clash, by the way. The abilities of different origami birds and their effects. Get additional moves. Yeah, that was cool. How you can conduct multiplayer fights. Yeah, that was sick. I liked that. I liked that because I was good at it. Different field mechanisms. It's nothing. Oh, Sunless on Zero just posted the character demo for Alice. Probably have to watch that now. Origami Bird visuals. The visuals were quite fun as well. During battle, the 2 players take turns to act on the same field. I did like that. That was interesting. Battle items, I don't care. The arcade machine DIY feature, placing different origami birds. I didn't even know that was a feature. Event plot and dialogue content with the goddamn ghost bird. I didn't know there was a ghost bird. This is my first time hearing about a ghost bird. So we're not checking that. I played it without the sound on, so I can't say anything about the sound effects. The animation, it was nothing crazy, I will say that, but I wasn't playing it with the sound on at any point in time, so I literally don't know what it even sounds like. The mash and clear gameplay, which involves eliminating fruits, combining them, and using bombs. Again, that's nothing to write home about. It was the other parts of it that kind of made it really cool. Next. Oh my god, there's so many questions about match 3 gameplay. Why are we talking about this? This isn't even the main part of Star. Could you imagine if I did the Fate stuff? We'd be here for like 2 hours. So based on your previous gaming experience, how much do you know about the match 3 type of gameplay? I know quite a bit, actually. Yeah, I've played lots of it. I've played this type of game in depth and I'm very knowledgeable about it. I've played a lot of different like mobile game versions of this. Like I said, I used to be obsessed with the Sailor Moon version. I've played like Lion Games has released some. I've played a lot of these and like it runs in the family. So I've like watched family members play these sort of games like since I was a child. So like I have experience. What is your view regarding Honkai Star Rail having casual PvP game modes? Now we're getting into the nitty gritty of it. So these are considered as fun game modes that are not related to standard combat in Honkai Star Rail and where you can compete with other trailblazers. I would have been very mid on this. I would have been very neutral, honestly leaning towards like a no. But after doing Bird Clash, I want to see more of it. I like it and I hope to see this kind of game mode in the future. This might have got me back on my PvP tirade because I have not played like multiplayer games in years after my Overwatch era, quite frankly. I tend to not, and this might have put me back on. I'm not even lying about that. Next. Oh, interesting. This is not why are we talking about like, this is a very interesting cast of characters. Okay, hold on. So the question is, how much do you like the following characters? Please consider only the story and character design, not their actual combat mechanics / strength. If you don't have an impression for the character, please select can't answer. So Japard, I love Japard. That's Jeppy. I love Jeppy. He was my first, like we don't have a ton of shielders in Star Rail to begin with, but up until the release of Aventurine, and still sometimes I throw him on teams and for like endgame stuff if I need a second shielder because we have no shielders in this game. I love Japard. Jeppy! That's little Jeppy! I love him so much. He's so like naive at times, but I love him. I love Japard. Same goes for like Serval. Lynx I don't know as much about, but like the older siblings, I love them. Asta, I think I guess character design would also include voice lines because there's a couple of Asta voice lines that I can like in my head copy like perfectly. Like the one I think of all the time is like, who invited you? Like I love that line. It's so funny and you never expect it. It's all of a sudden she's just like, who invited you? Who are you? Like it's fun. It's hilarious. So you know what? I love Asta as well. I love Asta because this isn't about combat. This is my sort of thing. I just get to say like, I really like this character. Kafka, I feel like I don't have as much of an attachment to, but whenever there's like new art or new like media involving Kafka, I like gasp. Like, I'm like, she's so pretty and I love her. And you know, I feel like I'd give Kafka in terms of character design and lore, because this is all lore related. I want to give her a 5, but also I feel like Kafka gets, because if this is them trying to like dig around and see like whose merch we want more of, or who we wants to be like added to a standard banner situation, like Sela and Blade were, or like there's like I don't know what this question is digging for, because this is a very weird assortment of characters. Kafka gets a lot of like, so I think I'm gonna say like, just because I want to see more of these characters. Like I've seen enough of Kafka, but I want more of these two. Clara, I would also say like this character. Again, I don't have as much of an attachment with that. It's also my daughter, and if you hurt her, I will hurt you. So do we love Clara? I think we might love Clara. See, this is why I keep coming back to Star Rail, because I am obsessed with the characters. I'm obsessed with the lore. Like I keep looking back at, I put like for Kafka, and I'm like, I think I gotta move it up. Facial, I will also say that I like Facial. I don't know a ton about her though. But I do like the trio that's her, Molza, and Jiaqiu. I love that trio, so I do like her. I love the three of them together. Hanya, again, I will say like, because I don't know a ton about her, but the lore I know about her with like Shuigi, I really like. I like the lore, so I don't hate any characters at all in this game. Like there's some NPCs I don't like. Well, I guess I'm looking at you, but in terms of like playable characters or like main characters, I tend to like really like all the characters. I don't think there's a single character that I dislike, unless it's like I don't like their kit, you know? But yeah, next. Do you have any further comments or suggestions? More silly event. Probably not silly, just like more events, please. More events. Please. We need more events in game. We need more opportunities for Stellar Jade, not just for free-to-play players, but just like to spice things up, quite frankly. And I know the team is probably like, I'm assuming the reason why we haven't gotten a ton of events is because the team is like working overtime. Hopefully not literally, just figuratively. But they're putting a lot of work into the story for Amphorius because it is much longer. There's many more parts, and even the parts we have been getting are very long from everything I've heard. And that was a lot of people's initial turnoff from Amphorius, is that it was so long. I've said this before, I like stories. I like JRPGs and visual novels. So a long story doesn't like turn me off. Like I see a book that's like 600 pages and I'm like, oh, sick. All right, let's do this. Will it take me a while to get through? Yeah, absolutely. Especially because not all of my time goes to reading. Same thing with like a gacha game. Not all of my time goes to gaming, even though a lot of it does, like in terms of free time, because I also do videos about it. So like, but you have to consider that my time related to gaming, like half of it is actual gaming and the other half is like the video side of that, which I also really like video stuff. So like I can't, like it's just like an opportunity for me to like mash as many of my hobbies as possible, literally like banging my head against a wall, mashing all my hobbies into like multiple different things so I can experience everything all at once. But I feel like more events would be fun. I don't know what I was getting at, but more events would be nice. I said please HoYoverse. Next. We did it! No, new mail. I got 30,000 more credits. It would be really nice if they gave us something like better, you know? But I haven't done my dailies yet. I just was like, all right, a survey's available. I'm gonna just record this right now. So I'm gonna go do my dailies. Oh wait, let's do 5 standard pulls. I still haven't bought the Firefly outfit. I probably won't, just because I spent a lot of money. Remember to get your monthly stuff. It's August 1st and I'm recording this. Remember to get your Embers Exchange stuff. Get your Embers Exchange. All right, let's do some pulls. Why not? Because we're just gonna do standards. This looks so empty now that the Fight On banner is over, because it's just literally just a rerun. It looks so empty. All right, I have no idea where I'm at pity-wise in this banner, and I don't care. We're just gonna do pulls. All right, 1. I wasn't paying attention to what it looks like because I got a business email. Oh, I love this light code. I didn't want to click it off so quickly, but I accidentally did. Okay, we're not gonna do any fancy pulls, any special pulls. What is that? Okay, we have 2 more. 4, pull number 4. Also, yes, I did get a business email at 11 o'clock at night. This is just what happens. If you ever want to know the state of my inbox, there's probably always something in there. Sometimes it's fake. Other times it's not. All right, that's it. You got to see my standard pulls. I'm now in the process of saving for a certain character that is being whispered about, but has not been drip marketed yet because they pushed back the drip marketing for 3.6. And I don't pay attention to leaks, but sometimes the information just gets like drip fed into my brain. And if you watched the Fight On Pull extravaganza of Gacha Shenanigans, the special episodes, if you will, I think in the second one, I made like a thinly veiled reference to like, and there better not be any other characters I'm gonna go crazy for this year. We're not doing this again. There better not be another one. I'm gonna leave it at that. Because if that's not like subtle foreshadowing, I don't know what is at this point. That's why I'm not buying the Firefly outfit, because it's nothing crazy. And I know we might have to spend on, I know it's coming. I don't know any of the details about it, but I know it's coming. There's a reason they push back drip marketing, and it's because something's lore relevant and they have to do the special program first. Otherwise, And this is going up after the special program, so like, it is what it is. But otherwise, if they don't, like, you know, like the drip marketing would reveal it. You know, I'm just gonna say that. If they have to push the drip marketing back, it's almost, because this has happened before. I don't remember with who, but they've done this before. If they have to push the drip marketing back, it usually means that something they're dropping in the special program tomorrow is going to be insane. And I feel like I might know just from the whisperings on Twitter. So like, I'm scared. I'm probably still not gonna wake up at 6 a.m. for the special program, but I probably will scream as soon as I wake up and just see it. This is going up after, so like, subtle foreshadowing, you know? Anyways, that's it for this video. Remember to do your surveys. Tell Star Rail you want more silly little events, because I want more silly little events. Justice for silly little events. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more and hit the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. A special program reaction or like a teaser reaction will be coming for 3.5. It's on the horizon. Don't you worry about that. In the comments down below, let me know what you want more of from Star Rail. How'd you feel about the events this patch? How do we feel about, because this is going up after the special program, I mean, how are we feeling about those characters? I'm just saying. Also, a drip marketing video will probably go up because I'll probably cry a little bit about it. Just like, anyways, as always, I hope everyone had or is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.